Good evening, everybody. Yes, am I audible? Hemalata, good evening. Yes, Karthik, good evening. Am I audible to everyone? Yes, good evening, everybody. Naveen, good evening. So, what we have discussed yesterday? So, yesterday I just started with the basics of Python, correct? So, what are all the different, that is, applications of Python? So, what are all the different types of programming processes? What are all the different types of programming processes? Please let me know what are all the different types of programming processes. Yes, what are all the different types of programming processes? Please tell me. Yes, good evening everybody. Ashish, good evening. Lakshmi Priya, good evening. So what are all the different types of programming processes? Please respond. Am I audible to everyone? Yes. So we saw about what do you mean by an interpreter, what do you mean by a compiler. Yes. We saw about all those things. Everything is clear to everybody. What are all the different types of programming processes? Clear? Interpreter. Yes. What are all the different units present in an interpreter and compiler? Yes, correct. You are correct. Interpreter and compiler. So what is the main difference between the interpreter and a compiler? Please let me know what are the main difference between an interpreter and a compiler. Yes, please let me know. What are all the different units present in an interpreter and what are all the different units present in a compiler? Yes, tell me. Yes. What are all the different units present in an interpreter and what are all the different units present in a compiler? Yes, high level and low level language. Yeah, we saw different types of languages. What are all the different types of what are all the different types of high level languages? So I discussed with you about Python, Java, C, C++. So all this comes under different types of high level languages. Yes. And what are all the different types of low level languages? So I discussed with you about different types of high level languages and different types of low level languages. Yes, yes. All these are the different things we saw yesterday. And then I discussed with you. So what are all the different applications of Python? What are all the different applications of Python? Yes, what are all the different applications? So it is used in signal processing tasks. What are all the different applications of Python? Yes, yes. All these are the different types of programming languages. Yes. So everything is clear. So if you are interested, you can go to pantechelearning and you can register for Python Masterclass program. Alright. So PYMC, this is the coupon code. So once you register for the internship program, so you'll be getting access to the IPYNB files, the recordings, the PPTs, the lecture notes. Alright, so you'll be gaining more practical knowledge. So please hurry up. The internship offer is going to end by 4th March. So if you are interested, you can go to pantechelearning and you can register for Python Programming Masterclass. Alright. So PYMC, this is the coupon code. So yesterday I discussed with you about what are the different types of programming processes. So what is the difference between Python 2? Yes, Pygaming module, yes. And movie creation, Maya Python, it is a movie creation tool. And Django, it is a website development framework. Signal processing tasks, yes. So all these are the different applications of Python programming language. Yes, yes. Yes, everything is correct. So today I am just going to continue with the remaining things about Python. So what are all the different data types that are available in Python? So what do you mean by a data type? The type of value that a variable can hold. So it can contain an integer value, it can contain a floating point number, or it can contain a string value, or it can contain a character constant. So basically what do you mean by a data type? The type of data that a variable can hold. So it is called as the corresponding data type. So basically there are 4 different data types. It can contain an integer data type, it can contain a floating point type, it can contain a string type. So within double quotes I am giving a string type, or it can contain a character constant. Within single quotes I am just enclosing a character constant. Clear? So all these are the different data types that are available in Python language. So what are the different data types? For example, it can contain some integer numbers. So a equal to 10. So it can contain floating point types. For example, 5.67. So this is a floating point type. And c equal to, so I am just giving as rising sun. So I am just giving as rising sun. So this is one more data type. And d equal to, I am giving as pen. So all these are different data types. So it can hold a integer value, a whole number value, it is stored in the variable a. Or it can hold a floating point number. So 5.67, this is a floating point number. It is stored in the variable b. Or it can contain a string value, it is enclosed within double quotes. Rising sun, it is stored in the variable c. And it can contain a single character, it is enclosed within single quotes. Say for example p, all these are different data types that are available in Python language. So for example, if I want to print the corresponding data type, so I am just giving as d. So p will be printed at the output. Clear? So what do you mean by data type? The type of value a variable can hold. So it can hold an integer value, whole number value, or it can hold a floating point number. So decimal point. So based on my application, so based on my data, so whichever type of data a variable want to hold, so I can go for different data types. So if I want to store some floating point values, decimal point values, I can go for a floating point type. Or if I want to enclose a sequence of characters, so string value, it is enclosed within double quotes. Or if I want to store a character constant, it is enclosed within single quotes. So all these are the different data types that are available in Python language. Clear? What are all the different data types that are available in Python? So basically there are 4 different data types. So based on my, so what do you mean by a data type? It is nothing but the type of data a variable can hold. So next I am going to discuss with you about a conversion function. So what do you mean by a conversion function? So if I want to change the data type of the argument that is being passed, for example 4.5, that is the floating point value. So if I want to convert to an integer type, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type to whichever type I want to convert. So I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. So if I want to convert to integer type, so I have to prepend with int keyword. Say for example, I want to convert to floating point type. So I have to prepend with float keyword. So for example, based on my application, so if I want to convert to whichever data type I want to convert, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. So I am just passing this argument, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. So if I want to convert to integer, it is prepended with int keyword. Or if I want to convert to floating point type, I am prepending with float keyword. To whichever data type I want to convert, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. So this is one more functionality. So based on my application, I can go for different types of functionalities. Say for example, if I want to convert to integer number, so I am prepending with int keyword to whichever data type. So the decimal point, so I have to prepend. So I am giving the int keyword, within simple brackets I am giving the floating point number. So I am just giving this floating point number to whichever data type I have to convert. So I have to prepend with the corresponding data type keyword. So if I want to convert to integer type, so I have to prepend with int keyword. Or if I want to convert to floating point type, say for example I am having an integer value, so if I want to convert to floating point type, so I have to prepend with float keyword. So it is converted to a floating point type. So clear with this, what is the use of conversion function? So from the name you can just understand. So if I want to convert the data type of the arguments that is being passed from one type to another type, I can go for different types of conversion functions. So based on my application, say for example I want to convert a floating point number to integer data type. So I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. To whichever type I want to convert, I have to prepend the argument with the corresponding data type. Clear? What is the use of this conversion function? So when you are building some larger applications, So based on my application, so if I want to convert, so I'm having some student records in order to do some sort of standardization. So if I want to convert the data type of the arguments that is being passed from one type to another type, so I can go for different types of conversion functions. Clear? So what is the use of this conversion functions? So if I want to convert the data type of the argument, say for example, I have different data types. So if I want to convert a floating point number to an integer number, so I had to prepend with the int keyword. So I had to prepend with the corresponding keyword. To whichever data type I want to convert, I had to prepend with the corresponding keyword. So if I want to convert to integer type, so I had to prepend with the int keyword. So if I want to convert a whole number, say 6 into a floating point type, so I had to prepend with float keyword. Clear? Yeah. So till this part, slowly I'll go. So till this part, whatever I'm speaking, is this clear? So what is the use of conversion functions? So if I want to convert the data type of the arguments that is being passed from one type to another type, so I had to go for different types of conversion functions. Clear? What is the use of conversion functions? Clear? So next I am going to discuss with you about operators. So what do you mean by an operator? So you are clear with the conversion functions. Long is one data type. Long is one data type. Clear? So if I want to convert the data type of the arguments that is being passed from one type to another type, so I had to prepend with the corresponding type to whichever type I want to convert. So I had to prepend with the corresponding data type. Yeah. So till this part, whatever I am discussing, is this clear? What is the use of conversion functions? Yes. Is this clear? Yeah, I'll go a bit slow. So is this clear? What is the use of conversion functions? Long is one more data type. Say for example, what is the use of this conversion function? So I am having different data types, right? So what is the use of this conversion function? So if I want to convert the data type of the arguments that is being passed from one type to another type, so I had to go for different types of conversion functions. Say for example, if I want to convert, so basically int, that is float, so all these are different data types. Float, long, all these are different data types. So if I want to convert the data type of the arguments from one type to another type, so I had to prepend with the corresponding keyword. For example, I am giving as int. So if I want to convert a floating point number to whichever argument I need to pass, and I had to prepend with the corresponding keyword. So if I want to convert a decimal point to a whole number, I had to prepend with int keyword. Clear? One data type to another type. Clear? So long example, yes. So if you want long, so you can give long. So for example, if I want to convert some integer to long value, so I can give. I have to prepend with the corresponding keyword to whichever type I want to convert. Clear? So what is the use of this conversion functions? So all this are the corresponding use of this conversion functions. So next I am going to discuss with you about different types of operators. What are the different types of operators that are available? So basically I have different types of operators. So I have arithmetic operators, and I have relational operator, and I have logical operators. So all these are the different types of operators. So what do you mean by an arithmetic operator? So in mathematics, what are all the arithmetic calculations I am going to perform? For example, if I want to add two numbers, so all these are different types of arithmetic operators. So I have a plus operator, I have a minus subtraction operator, I have a multiplication. So if I want to multiply two numbers, I can go for this multiplication operation, or division. So if I want to divide one number by the other number, I can go for a division operation. And modulus. So if I want to find the remainder of division, I can go for this modulus operator. And exponentiation. So what are the different types of arithmetic operations I can perform? So similar things can be performed using this Python language. For example, if I want to add two numbers, I can go for this plus operator, addition operation. And if I want to subtract one number from the other number, I can go for the subtraction, that is minus sign. So what are the different types of arithmetic calculations I can perform? Similar things can be performed using this Python language. So clear what are all the different types of arithmetic operators? For example, let me give you an example what are all the different types of arithmetic operators. If I want to add two numbers, say for example a equal to 10, b equal to 20 and c equal to a plus b. So if I want to add two numbers, so I can go for this arithmetic operator. Clear? First I am initializing a with the value of 10. So a equal to 10 and then I am initializing b with the value of 20. So whichever type of arithmetic calculations I want to perform. So if I want to add two numbers, so I can just initialize two variables with two values. And I can add two numbers. So a plus b, it is stored in the variable c. Clear? So I am just printing the c at the output. So this is one type of arithmetic operator. So what are the other types of arithmetic operators? So if I want to subtract one number from the other, so b minus a. So if I want to subtract one number, for example, I am storing in the variable d. So what are all the different types of arithmetic calculations I can perform? Clear? So in mathematics, what do you mean by arithmetic? So if I want to perform some addition, so if I want to add two values, I can go for a plus operator. Or if I want to subtract one number from the other number, I can go for a subtraction operation. Or if I want to multiply two numbers, so a into b. So I can go for multiplication operation. Clear with this? What are all the different types of arithmetic operators? So whichever arithmetic calculations in mathematics, what do you mean by arithmetic operations? So whichever arithmetic calculations I want to perform, similar things can be performed using this Python language. Clear? Exponentiation, yes. So a raised to the power b. For example, I am giving, for example, I want to calculate 10 square. Say for example, I am giving like this. So a raised to the power b I can give and I can do some exponentiation operation. Clear? There is one more type of inbuilt function called type function. So what is the use of this type function? If I want to find the data type of the argument that is being passed, I can go for this type function. So I have to prepend with the type keyword. So for example, I want to find the type of this argument. So it is of integer type. So I have to prepend with the type keyword. So if I want to find the data type of the argument that is being passed, so I have to prepend with the type keyword. So type within simple brackets I am giving as 2. So what is the data type of this 2? It is of integer type. So if I want to find the data type of some other argument, say for example 8.9. So it is of floating point type. So if I want to find the data type of the argument that is being passed, so I had to prepend with the type keyword. For example, if I want to find the type of 8.9, so it is giving me as floating point type. You are clear with this? What is the use of this type function? It is an inbuilt function. So if I want to find the data type of the argument, so what type of argument is being passed, so I had to prepend with the type keyword. Clear? Modulus, yes, modulus operation. If I want to find the remainder of division, I can go for this modulus operation. For example, I am storing, say for example, r equal to 20 and t equal to 2. So I am giving this as r mod j. Alright, so r mod t I am giving. So I am printing this hj at the output. For example, it is going to return the remainder of division. So 20 divided by 2, the remainder is 0. This is the use of this modulus operation. No, semicolons are not used in Python. It is not an essential thing in Python. Clear? Modulus operator. So what is the use of this modulus operator? This is the main use of this modulus operator. So next I am going to discuss with you about number formatting. So what do you mean by a format specifier? For example, percentage small d, it indicates the integer type. And percentage capital F, it denotes a floating point number. And percentage small s, it denotes a string type, string format specifier. And percentage c, it is of character type. So if I want to denote some number in characters, I had to prepend with percentage c. And percentage LD, it denotes a long number. So in which format I had to specify my numbers. So I had to give the corresponding format specifiers. Clear? For example, if I want to denote A with percentage small d. So if I want to denote this in integer form, so I had to give this as percentage small d. So I had to prepend with the single percentage character. So in whichever format I had to specify my number. So if I want to denote this number in number format, integer form, so I had to prepend with percentage small d. Or if I want to denote in floating point form, so percentage of, I had to give the corresponding variable as an input. So you are clear with this? What is the use of this format specifier? For example, I am doing some bigger calculations in mathematics. I am doing some bigger calculations. So I want to display the result in some specific format. So I had to specify the corresponding format specifier. So first I am initializing A with the variable. The A is initialized with the value of 10. And then I had to prepend with single percentage character. So in whichever form I want to display my number. For example, if I want to display in integer form. So percentage small d. So I had to give the corresponding format specifier, the number formatting. Clear? And percentage of A. So whichever variable I want to pass, I had to give the corresponding variable. Clear with this? What is the use of this format specifier? Yeah, you have to enclose this within double quotes. So I am giving, I want to print this, right? For example, I am initializing A with the value of 10. So I want to print this. So I am just initializing. So A in which format? So I want to specify this. I want to print this A in integer form. So I had to give the corresponding format specifier. That is the meaning of this statement. So next I am going to discuss with you about relational operators. So what do you mean by a relational operator? So if I want to execute some sort of conditions, for example, if I want to check for the equality of two values, if two values are equal, or if one value is greater than the other value, or if one value is less than. So all these are different types of relational operators. So what is the result of my relational operator? It is going to return a Boolean value, that is a true or a false value. Clear? What is the use of this relational operator? So if I want to execute a condition and based on that condition I want to get a Boolean value, that is a true or a false value, I can go for different types of relational operators. So let me just show you an example. What is the use of this relational operator? For example, I want to compare two numbers. Say for example 6 equal to 7. So I am just comparing. So these two numbers are not equal. So it is giving me a Boolean value of false. So the output of a relational operator is going to be a Boolean value, a true or a false value. For example, I want to check if one number is greater than the other number. Say for example 8 is greater than 6. Yes, this condition is true. So it is returning me a Boolean value of true. If one number is greater than the other number, it is returning a Boolean value of true. So the output of a relational operator is always a Boolean value, a true or a false value. 5 is less than 9. Yes, it is returning me a Boolean value, that is a true value. Clear? What is the use of this relational operator? So basically I am checking for a condition. So if I want to check if two values are equal, or if one value is greater than the other value, or if one value is less than the other value. So I can go for different types of conditions and I am going to get a Boolean value, a true or a false value. So there is one more type of operators. Basically we have three different types of operators in Python. First one is an arithmetic operator. So I discussed with you about what are all the different types of arithmetic operators. The second one is relational operator. So if I want to execute some condition and based on some condition, I am going to get a Boolean value of true or a false value. The third type of operator is logical operator. So what do you mean by a logical operator? So if I want to check two conditions, so I have a logical AND operator, I have a logical OR operator and a negation operation. So all these are different types of logical operators. I want to execute. In case of relational operators, I am checking for a single condition. Whereas in case of logical operators, I am checking more than one condition. For example, 5 equal to 5 and 5 equal to 6. So it is combined with AND operator. So I want to check more than one condition. So what is the use of this logical AND operator? Only when both the conditions are satisfied, it is going to return me a boolean value of true. Otherwise, I am going to get a boolean value of false. And in case of boolean OR, that is logical OR operator, if either of the conditions is true, so I am going to get a boolean value of true. Otherwise, I am going to get a boolean value of false. Clear? What are the different types of operators? So logical operator. So if I want to execute some functionality, for example, if I want to print something based on more than one condition. So only when both these conditions are satisfied, so I am going to get a true value. The output of relational as well as logical operator is a boolean value. That is a true or a false value. Clear? For example, I want to check more than one condition. And for example, 6 greater than 9. So I am going for logical AND operator. So in my case, the first condition is true and the second condition is false. So I am getting a boolean value of false. So what is the meaning of this logical AND operator? Only when both the conditions are satisfied, I am going to get a boolean value of true. Otherwise, I am going to get a boolean value of false. And in case of logical OR operator, say for example 6 is greater than 3 or 7 equal to 8. So in this case, when either of the conditions is true, so either the first condition or the second condition is true, so I am going to get a true value. The output is boolean value, that is a true or a false value. So clear? What are the different types of operators? Firstly, I discussed with you about arithmetic operators. And second type of operator is relational operator. And third type of operator is logical operator. Everything is clear? Not operator. So negation operation. For example, not of true. So you can go for any type of operation. For example, I am giving this. So not of something, not of false. So the opposite value of false I will be getting here. True. Clear? The inversion function is the not operator. So for example, not of false. Yeah, not equal to. So the reverse function. So for example, the opposite of false is true. So I am getting as true. Not of false is true. So all these are the different types of operators that are available in Python. So next I am going to discuss with you about swapping functionality. So what do you mean by swapping? So if I want to interchange the value of two variables, for example, I am having two variables x and y. I want to interchange the value of two variables. Clear? For example, I am initializing x with the value of 10, x equal to 10, and I am initializing y equal to 5. I am initializing y with the value of 5. And I want to exchange the values of x and y. For example, y becomes 10 and x becomes 5. So how it happens? So all these are the different types of operations I need to perform. So first I am adding x and y. So x plus y, it is stored in the variable x. And then I am subtracting y from x. It is stored in the variable y. And then I am subtracting y from x. It is stored in the variable x. So I am interchanging the values of two variables. So this is how my swapping functionality. So all these are the different steps that are involved in my swapping. So if I want to interchange the values, for example, I want to change the values of x and y. So all these are the corresponding steps that are involved. First, what I am doing, I am initializing the two variables with two values. For example, x is initialized with the value of 10 and y is initialized with the value of 5. And I am adding these two variables. So x and y I am adding, it is stored in the variable x. And then I am subtracting y from x. So x minus y, it is stored in the variable y. Then I am subtracting y from x, it is stored in the variable x. So clear? So after swapping, so x equal to percentage d, y equal to percentage d. Percentage of x comma y. So you are clear what are all the different steps that are involved in swapping functionality? So all these are the different steps that are involved in swapping. So what I am trying to do here, so x equal to 10, y equal to 5. So if I first step what I am doing, so I am adding x and y. So x plus y, and then I am subtracting, for example, y equal to x minus y, and then x equal to x minus y. So after doing this, what I am doing, so after swapping, so I am just printing a message. After swapping, so I am giving 2 %ds. So in which format I want to specify? I want to specify in %d format, comma, percentage of x, comma, y. Clear what are all the different types of functionalities that are available? So how I am doing this swapping functionality? So what I am trying to do here, so I am trying to interchange the values of x and y. First I am initializing x with the value of 10, and then I am initializing y with the value of 5. So I am adding x and y. So I am adding these two variables, x plus y. It is stored in the variable x. And then I am subtracting this y from x. So x minus y, it is stored in the variable y. And then I am subtracting x minus y, it is stored in the variable x. So after swapping, I am just denoting by format specifier. So %d and %d. So I am just denoting by 2 format specifiers and percentage of x, comma, y. In which format I want to display x and y. So clear what is the use of this swapping functionality. So if I want to interchange the values of 2 variables, I can go for this swapping functionality. Till this part, everything is clear, whatever I am discussing. So if you are interested, you can go to pantechelearning and you can register for Python Masterclass program. So PYMC, this is the coupon code. So once you register, you will be getting access to the IPYNB files, the lecture notes, the PPTs, the recordings. So whatever projects I am discussing, you will be gaining more practical knowledge. So please hurry up, the internship offer is going to end soon. So it is going to end by 4th March. So PYMC, this is the coupon code. If you are interested, you can go to pantechelearning and you can register for Python Programming Masterclass. Alright. So let me just continue. So I was just discussing with you about what are the different data types that are available and what are all the different types of operators. So next, what is the rules for naming a variable? So whenever I am going to name a variable, I should follow some proper convention. So what are the different rules for naming a variable? For example, I am giving this as 1, 2, 3 ABC. So this is an invalid variable name. So since it contains some numerical numbers, it is an invalid variable name. So if it contains some dollar symbol, this is also an invalid variable name. So it can have underscore symbol. So it cannot contain dollar symbol or numeric numbers. So it can contain alphabets and underscore sign. So all these are valid variable names. So whenever I am going to name some variable, I should follow some rules or conventions. So all these are the different rules for naming a variable. So it cannot contain numbers or dollar sign. It can contain underscore and alphabet. So all these are the different rules for naming a variable. And it cannot be a reserved keyword. For example, is, class, all these are reserved keywords. You want me to explain the swapping example. So what I am trying to do here in swapping example, see here, 1 minute. So what I am doing in this swapping example, first I am initializing x with the value of 10 and then I am initializing y with the value of 5. So I am adding these two numbers. I am adding 10 plus 5. It is stored in the variable x. And then I am subtracting y from x. It is stored in the variable y. And finally I am subtracting y from x. It is stored in the variable x. So if I want to interchange the values, that is now x value becomes 5 and y value becomes 10. Clear? reverse keywords, reserved keywords. That is not reverse keywords, reserved keywords, Balu. So what do you mean by reserved keywords? For example, when I am defining some user defined function, I have some reserved keywords. For example, def is a reserved keyword for defining a user defined function. So when I am dealing with functions, so you have some reserved keywords. So def, I have to give the corresponding function name. So def is the reserved keyword. So in Python, when we are dealing, so for example, when I am dealing with classes and objects, there is a word called class. It is a reserved keyword for defining a class. So all these keywords cannot be given as variable names. Clear? Yes, it should not start with numbers. Clear? So what is the use of this? I am doing swapping functionality. All these are the different steps for swapping. So using two variables, I am swapping. Clear? So if you are interested, if you want this PPTs, so if you are interested, you can go to pantechelearning and you can register for Python Masterclass program. Alright. So PYMC, this is the coupon code. So once you register, you will be getting access to the IPYNB files, the lecture notes, the PPTs, the recordings. So how the projects are being developed. So you will be gaining more practical knowledge. Alright, so please hurry up. The internship offer is going to end soon. It is going to end by 4th March. So if you are interested, you can go to pantechelearning and you can register for Python Programming Masterclass. So I was just discussing with you about different data types, what are the different types of operators and what are the different rules for naming a variable. So all these are the different rules for naming a variable. So next I am going to start with string functions. So what do you mean by strings? A string is nothing but a collection of characters or a sequence of characters. For example, I am giving as rising sun. So it is enclosed within double quotes. So what are the different types of operations that can be performed on strings? So when I was discussing with you about arithmetic operators, so I was discussing with you about different types of arithmetic operators. For example, if I want to add two numbers using plus sign, I can add two numbers, A plus B. Or if I want to add two strings, what are all the different types of operations that can be performed on strings? For example, within single quotes, I am enclosing the first string, double quotes, plus. So I am leaving some space, plus. So I am enclosing the second string. So clear? So what are the different types of operations? String concatenation. So what is the syntax for adding two strings? So this is my first string, string 1. It is enclosed within double quotes. Plus, so I am leaving some empty space. Plus, this is my second string. It is enclosed within double quotes. So concatenation. So if I want to add two numbers, I can go for this plus operator. So string concatenation. So what are the different types of arithmetic operations I can perform? Similar things can be performed using, that is, strings. Similar operations can be performed on strings. For example, I want to add two strings. I am saying as beautiful garden. For example, beautiful. So I am giving as beautiful. So I want to add two strings and I am giving as garden. So using concatenation operation, I am adding two strings. So this is my string 1. It is enclosed within double quotes. Plus, so I am leaving some space. So if I want to leave some space, I am leaving some space. Plus, if I want to add one more string, this is string 2. It is enclosed within double quotes. So I am just adding two strings with the help of this plus operator. That is concatenation operation. Clear? Single quotes, mainly if you want to enclose some character constants, you can go for single quotes. It is enclosed within single quotes. Or if you want to combine strings, you have to go for double quotes. The strings are enclosed within double quotes. So all these are the different types of operators. For example, this is a string variable, so I am enclosing this within double quotes. So it is stored in the variable yes. So I am just printing this at the output. And there is one more type, that is what is the use of escape sequences. So I am going to discuss with you about escape sequence. What is the use of this /t and /n? All these are different types of escape sequences. So if I want to leave space between two characters, I have to go for /t, that is horizontal tab. And what is the use of /n? So if I want to print them in the next line, so I have to use for new line. So /n stands for new line. So all these are escape sequences. So if I want to leave space between two words, I have to go for the /t, that is horizontal tab. So /n stands for new line. So if I want to print the characters in the next line, so I have to go for /n, that is new line escape sequence. Clear? So what is the use of this escape sequences? So let me just illustrate. So what do you mean by an escape sequence? For example, I am giving as name. So I am giving place, pantech, and then Tinagar. So I am just giving like this. What is the meaning of this escape sequence? I am going to print this at the output. So clear what I am trying to do here? So if I want to leave, so whatever string characters, it should be enclosed within double quotes. So this is the syntax for declaring a string variable. So it should be enclosed within double quotes. So this is my name. So if I want to leave space between two words, I have to go for /t, that is horizontal tab. And if I want to print the characters in the next line, so I have to go for /n, that is new line escape sequence. So name, place, pantech, and then Tinagar. So clear what is the use of this escape sequence? So you can see here there is a horizontal tab, horizontal space between name and then place. And if I want the character, if I want the string to be placed in the next line, so I have to go for /n, that is new line escape sequence. So pantech comes in the next line and Tinagar. There is a horizontal tab between pantech and Tinagar. Clear? So based on my application, so when I am building some larger application, so if I want to leave space between words, or if I want the characters to be printed in the next line, so based on my application, I can go all these are. So what is the use of arithmetic operators and logical operators? So how we are playing with numbers. Similarly, if I want to perform some operations on strings, text values, all these things can be done. Clear? So if I want to perform some operations on strings, all these operations can be performed. Then if I want to concatenate, so I was telling you, right? So basically I had to give the first string within double quotes, plus I have to leave some space, plus I have to enclose my second string. So string concatenation. So in doing some arithmetic operators, so how I can add two numbers, how I can subtract two numbers, multiply. So all these operations can be performed on strings. So if I want to add two strings, for example S1, this is my first string, it is enclosed within double quotes. And S2, it is enclosed within double quotes. So I am trying to add these two strings. So S1 plus S2. Clear? So all these are different ways of performing some operations on strings. Clear with this? So if I want to add an integer value to a string value, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type to whichever type I want to convert. So this is one more example of string. So for example, so far I was discussing how to add two strings. For example, I am giving as whatever you can give, I am giving as rising sun. So I want to add two strings. So S1 and S2 I am giving as sun. So I am trying to add two strings, S equal to S1 plus S2 and print of S. So I am just printing this at the output, rising sun. Clear with this? So all these are different types of operations that can be performed on strings if I want to add two strings. And if I want to add a string, for example, I am giving as Tim some function. So if I want to add, that is if I want to add a integer value to a string value, for example 56. So I have to prepend with the corresponding type to whichever type. So I cannot add an integer to a string value. So if I want to add an append, that is concatenate a integer value to a string value, so first I have to convert to the corresponding data type. So I have to prepend with this str keyword. So I am just converting this integer to a string type and then I am adding this to another string. Everything is clear? So with this I am just stopping today. So if you have any doubts, you can just ask me. So if you are interested, you can go to pantechelearning and you can register for data science internship program. Python masterclass Python internship program. So PYMC, this is the coupon code. So once you register, you will be getting access to the IPYNB files, the lecture notes, the PPTs, recordings. Alright. So you will be gaining more practical knowledge. So if you are interested, you can go to pantechelearning and you can register for Python internship program. So once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the IPYNB files, the lecture notes, PPTs, recordings. So you will be gaining more practical knowledge. So please hurry up. The internship offer is going to end soon. It is going to end by 4th March. Any more doubts? str is a function. So if I want to convert an integer to a string type, so I have to prepend with str keyword. So you want me to repeat concatenation. So what I am trying to do here. For example, if I want to concatenate two strings, so this is my first string. So S1 equal to within double quotes I am giving as rising, and S2 equal to within double quotes I am giving as sun. So I want to join two strings S1 plus S2. Clear? What do you mean by string concatenation? Any more doubts? Tomorrow I'll just continue. If you want two tabs, you can give two tab spaces here. So you can give two escape sequences here. So you will leave two tab spaces. Any more doubts? Swapping. Yeah, swapping I just showed you, right? So what I'm trying to do here. So first I am initializing x with the value of 10. And then I am initializing y with the value of 5. And then I am trying to add two numbers, that is x plus y. So it is stored in the variable x. And I am trying to subtract y from x. It is stored in the variable y. And then I am trying to subtract y from x. It is stored in the variable x. So I am trying to interchange. So if I want x value to become 5 and y value to become 10, so I have to go for this swapping functionality. Any more doubts? So you can add, so many strings you can add. So not only two strings, if you want to add two strings, so how many strings you want to add, you can perform that many strings. I am giving as shines, say for example. So you can go for that many string concatenation. Clear? So how many strings you want to add? Python is a programming language. Any more doubts? So Python, you can do this in Anaconda Navigator, Jupyter Notebook, or you can do in Python Idle or Google Colab. Any more doubts? So long, yeah, you can go for long data type. So if you want, you can go for, you have to prepend with the corresponding keyword to whichever type you want to convert. So you have to prepend with the corresponding keyword. So if you are interested, you can go to pantechelearning and you can register for Python internship program. Alright. So PYMC, this is the coupon code. So once you register for internship, so you'll be getting access to the IPYNB files, the lecture notes, the PPTs, the recordings. So you'll be gaining more practical knowledge. So please hurry up, the internship offer is going to end soon. So if you are interested, you can go to pantechelearning and you can register for Python programming internship program. Alright. So any more doubts? So you can just practice, and if you have more doubts you can mail me. Yeah, you can mail me, or you can post your queries in the Facebook link. Any more doubts? Exponential operations. So if I want to perform some sort of exponentiation, I can go for exponential functions. That is a raised to the power b. For example, I am giving y equal to say for example 10, and z equal to I am giving as 2. For example, I am giving, so y, that is power z. So it is the exponential function. So what are all the different types of mathematical operations I can perform? So 10 square is 100. Clear? What is the use of exponentiation? Rising and sun, you want a space. Okay, if you want a space, you have to go for some tab functions or something like that. For example, if I am going to leave some space here, you will get some space. So when I am initializing the variable, I can leave some space. Yes, percentage yes is for strings. So mail ID I have already shared. So rising and sun, so you can leave some space between these variables. So I have shown here, right? So how to leave space between variables. Underscore is a special variable. So if I want to add the previous value, I can go for underscore variable. So conversion of data type. For example, I want to convert a that is integer type to floating point type. So I have to prepend with the corresponding keyword to whichever type I want to convert. So this is my mail ID. IPYNB is IPython notebook file. Exponentiation I am telling, right? So if you want to raise to some power, say for example, instead of y to the power z, so I can give y cube. So it will be raised to 1000, 10 cube. So power functions in mathematics, what is the use of exponential operations? Similar operations I am performing in Python. For example, I am giving as 10 square. Clear? What is the 10 into 10 is 100. So similar things I am performing in Python. Any more doubts? You can post your doubts. You can just mail me the doubts. If you have any doubts, you can just mail me your doubts. So this is my mail ID. So type function I will just explain. If I want to find the data, this is my mail ID, chennai.java@pantechmail.com. This is my mail ID. Any more doubts? So type function I will just explain. So if I want to find the data type of the argument, this is an inbuilt function. For example, I want to find the type of 8.9. So what type it is? So it is of floating point type. Clear? Yeah, once you register, you will be getting access. Operations on strings. So I was telling you, right, for example, if I want to add two strings, so I explained with escape sequence. If I want to add two strings, say for example, so red plus I am giving as row sum. I want to do some concatenation. Say for example, I want to add two strings. Clear? So I am adding two strings. It is enclosed within double quotes. Any more doubts? Logical operator. So if I want to check more than one conditions, I have to go for logical operator. Space between the strings. So I am leaving some space here, right? So you can go for /t escape sequence, horizontal tab for leaving space between the strings. For example, I am giving as green parrot. Say for example, So if I want, I have to go for escape sequence. I can go for this. I have to give horizontal tab escape sequence. Clear? Any more doubts? This is because it is a string value, so it is displayed within single quotes. So I have already shared reserved keywords are nothing but, for example, it is reserved for some specific purpose. For example, if I want to use def keyword for defining user defined function. So if I want to define a user defined function, I can go for this def keyword. Def space, I have to give the corresponding function name. Clear? So def is the reserved keyword. For example, when I am declaring some classes, I have to go for class keyword. Any more doubts? So logical operators, if I want to execute more than one conditions, I can go for logical operators. So this is my mail ID. So chennai.java. So this is my mail ID, chennai.java@pantechmail.com. Any more doubts? Everything is clear. Mail ID I have sent you. If you want to convert integer to float, so you have to prepend with the corresponding keyword, float keyword. So whichever data type you have to convert, so you have to prepend with the corresponding keyword. So I am just prepending with float keyword. So if I want to convert the integer to floats, I have to prepend with the float keyword. Any more doubts? Everything is clear. If you are interested, you can go to pantechelearning and you can register for Python programming internship program. So PYMC, this is the coupon code. So once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the IPYNB files, the lecture notes, the PPTs. So how the projects are being developed. Percentage D is for integer format. Any more doubts? Any more doubts? Mail ID I have shared you. Yes, if you want string characters, so you have to enclose within double quotes. I have shared in the chat box. I have shared my mail ID in the chat box. Any more doubts? So if you have any errors, so you can just mail me your errors. Everything is clear. Alright then, no more doubts. How to install? So you can go to Google. So just go type Anaconda Navigator and you can download Anaconda Navigator and you can install. You can just type Anaconda Navigator. Just go to Google. So just type Anaconda Navigator. Anaconda download and then you can download Anaconda Navigator. Clear? Any more doubts? So all these are relational operators. If you want to check two conditions, you have to go for double equal to. Single equal to is for assignment. Any more doubts? Alright then, remaining things we will see tomorrow. Same time. You want me to explain logical operator. So if I want to check more than one condition, I can go for logical operator. So for example, I want to check 7 equal to 8 and I want to check one more condition. Say for example 6 less than 9. So if I want to check more than one condition, I can go for logical operator. Clear? So remaining things we will see tomorrow. Yes, you can use spider as well. So Python for doing any kind of machine learning development or data science or artificial intelligence development, you can go for Python language. If you have issues with your installation, so you can just mail me. Alright then. List and everything, other data structures I will discuss tomorrow. So remaining things we will see tomorrow, same time, same link. Thank you all.